Kia ora everyone, here we're going to continue on looking at some sets that I got for these holiday sales. This here is set 76321 Spiderman vs Doc Ock subway train scene. This set here released earlier in the year in August. It contains just 393 pieces in total, and it contains 4 minifigures, all currently being exclusive to this set. If you watch the last video that I made on the Peter Parker apartment set, both of these sets contain very similar numbers for their figures and their pieces and their prices, released for the price of $55 USD before tax. Here in NZ, we're paying 90 bucks for this thing. Yeah, it's pretty high up there for what is ultimately just a train car. Now you can find this on sale for around $67 NZD. These are some listings for the Black Friday sales in the country right now. Christmas sales should be similar as well. The set overview for this one here, it's actually a bit of a rarity for this theme. It's a Lego Marvel set that is a remake of one released over 20 years ago. This here is set 4855 Spider-Man's Train Rescue, which released back in 2004 when the original film hit cinemas. A review for that set is already on the channel, so I simply had to grab this new model and compare. A 20-year difference is insane, and we're bound to see some very nice improvements and maybe even some setbacks. But before all of that, we need to take a look at the box art. It's a longer box here, which helps to give a sense of the train cart size. You've got some Raimi movie artwork on the sides there, which just feels surreal to be seeing on a 2025 toy product. We have the parts count there and the set number, and we can see 2 passengers inside, and the character roster here confirms which minifigures are included. The back of the box here shows the main feature, which is basically just a train toy. Some of the roof pieces can be open and shut, which is about all there is to cover here really, but it does do a good job of showcasing the intricacies with this release. It's definitely a solid and improved build compared to the original. But here's the train all complete. I built this a while ago now, and I think it might have taken me less than an hour in total. It's cool for as simple as the set is. It's immediately recognizable, and I think to many collectors out there, it might be a definitive Lego model of a train car. Removing the figures here and these side extras so that we can get a better look at the train car on its own, which, as I was saying, I think it'll be very appealing to many mock designers out there wanting something for their Lego City displays. It's a Lego New York subway car featuring the colors and styles that I think we want to see for a build like this, with some fun movie-based extras like broken windows and action-based display segments like these bricks that feature Technic holes all around. Ultimately, again, like I've said, it's a train car. To me, it feels like it's one of the bare minimum kind of releases for what the set is trying to replicate. I appreciate the model, but I don't know how much I have to say about this particular build. The wheels have been placed on some swivel type parts, which the set highlights as simply a choice of display. It makes the wheels move like this. It will also allow you to place the train on some curving Lego track pieces, and it will respond correctly if you have some in your collection, though those parts have not been provided in this set. We're also given some extra plates here, which I have displayed underneath, as you can see, just for storage. These plates here can be placed on these builds over the swiveling part instead, and all it does is just secure your wheels in place, which I think makes your display piece more sturdy and static. I'm getting the same movements there though with the body of the build due to my filming space. This here is what that looks like in the instructions. It's indicating an option for you to pick between the two, and it's great that I'm able to house these parts still on the build. I wonder if that was intentional or not. The exterior here features all of these interactive segments. There are 5 on each side, but these will be mostly just left exposed on your build. It's a nitpick for an eyesore, but you could always just spin these around so that the build is a lot cleaner. We do have some stickers there, but not too many, and we have some sign indication there that this is a Bay Ridge train. I also like the logo based ones here, which appeared in the original set, so it feels like a nice throwback. As far as entering the train, you can only remove these 2 roof sections, and it's a bit awkward. There are some grey ingot pieces there, which is where you should be grabbing the parts from. These curving pieces will just break away so easily from the build otherwise, and the middle section is not intended to be removed either, so accessing the space can be a bit cumbersome because my big hands do not fit in the gaps provided. We have a very simple display of some seats inside the toy train here, going all the way from one end to the other, with some control sections for driving this thing actually placed at both ends. This here was my attempt at filling the train. I think you can comfortably fit maybe 3 to 4 minifigures here in just the passenger section. You could probably cram this thing with tons of others too, but you're gonna have to have them all sitting down in weird ways. To have them all sitting down like this, even in this way, the roof was struggling to be put back together, which I think is why that middle section isn't intended to be removable. They don't want you putting any figures here. Now, I mentioned the original one earlier because we do obviously have to compare. This is the new set compared to the old one, the biggest difference here being the size for starters. The new set features a massive rescaling difference compared to the original one, but as far as toy releases go, the new one doesn't feature tracks parts or a push lever function. The size difference is insane though, and it almost feels like it's closer to being about double the size here. The interior is slightly different too. The original one uses basic red chairs, placed like so, and it could only fit 2 to 3 figures intentionally, which is actually closer to the same number that I'd say the new one fits, not including drivers though, so maybe we bump that up to about 6 figures can fit in the brand new set. These are the stickers also repeating, but there are no other sticker details or printed design similarities here. Now the real test for me was to see how interactive the new train is with the original tracks, and I was surprised to see that it fits really well too. The only thing is that because of how long the set is, it almost covers the entire thing. It's not going to be very interactive with the push function feature, but damn, I really do like this display option I've given myself here with this. It's time to take a look at the figures here, which I think is the reason why people will buy this set, and I'm included in that little group there. 2 of them are massive improvements over previous releases, one is very appreciated and the other one is just downright bizarre, all currently exclusive as well. This here is Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker in Lego form once again for surprisingly the second time this decade, and a third release is right around the corner. This minifigure here features the No Way Home design for the legs and torso, but we have some new printing of scratches and tears in the suit. These types of battle damage scars are so synonymous with the Raimi movies, they just really loved doing this to the guy. He also features this expression which he does make on the train. This thing's been laughed about for so many years now, but it's very iconic for that scene. You just had to include something like this, which makes me think that maybe Lego absolutely would release a very good looking Bully Maguire figure someday, hopefully soon. We also have another expression there of just a happy-go-lucky type style. This does mean that the face print is exclusive, and it might be the first time that Tugboat here has received something that was made just for him. All previous figures borrowed face prints from other releases. I have to say though, I don't see what Lego sees when it comes to this hairpiece. It doesn't look well suited for him at all from these movies. I think he needs a much more nerdier type style. And rest assured, if you don't have a Tobey figure yet in your collection, the set does also include a regular headpiece so that you can have a cheaper way of getting him in the famous suit. But also let it be known that another Raimi movie set releases soon, featuring an even cheaper way to get this amazing figure. There's no battle damage styles in that set either. This is Spider-Man compared to the original figure from 2004. We can see that the colors have remained, but here we get a much clearer picture on how drastically different the prints are. The style changes look amazing. The silver webs on the original were more pronounced back then, dual molding wasn't a thing for boots either, and the hip piece featured printing, whereas today, Lego just like to print waist and hip detailing on the torso for some reason. These here are the 2 figures from the modern era. The Tobey figure on the left there released in the first No Way Home set, that figure featuring the Han Solo face print. My criticisms with that set were the lackluster figures, so it's nice to see some attempts of improvements. This figure's not perfect, but it is better for featuring a brand new face print that's not just been reused from one of the most important characters in Star Wars. Man, and this here is Darkhawk, who like Peter is the second time seeing Alfred Molina's character in Lego form in this decade. One thing I've always loved about Lego making a Darkhawk figure is that lately they've been experimenting with the arms and making all kinds of crazy different designs. I think the Lego team saw customs that people made on the internet and they decided to officialize some of them because these are designs that I've been seeing for about a decade at this point on Instagram. I'm going to remove the arms for the time being here. This figure features a modern style hairpiece and a brown jacket with some other clothing printed underneath. We've got 2 expressions here, an angry one which fits his tone for this movie, and then a curious smiling expression which fits his tone for the MCU movie. It's a longer way of me saying that it's a repeated piece. Something about the arms here, Lego want you to build them like this. It's a mix between claws and studs. I personally swapped them around here so that the attacking arms can be up top and now the walking arms are used down below. It makes your display options easier as well, and it matches the movie too. Then this is a quick comparison between the original one and this brand new one. Look, I love the original one with all my heart as a nostalgic release, but damn is it insanely inaccurate. The green jacket, the bowl cut hairpiece, just a really weird release, but because of how long I've had this guy around for, the new one feels wrong to me. It is a better figure, just gonna take some time to appreciate a more accurate release. This is him compared to the one from No Way Home. Keep in mind, right, that these are supposed to be the exact same character from the exact same point in time. I think I'm correct there. The jacket and hairpiece and the arm styles, these should all be matching, and really the new set should be featuring a re-release figure, and I'm so glad it doesn't because this other one is just terrible. The No Way Home figure there was pretty rough at release, so I'm glad that we have something for these movies officially. This here is the remake of LEGO J.K. Simmons. J. Jonah Jameson was included in the original set, so it is fun to have him back again. The new figure features a hairstyle that's only been around for a little bit here, I think, and I believe the suit there is Michael Scott's from the Office set, which used to be exclusive. It's now been used in 3 Marvel sets in 2 years. He's a very simple plain figure with no extras for accessories or details, but I do like the simplicity there, and I like the figure's inclusion overall. I can't really say the same for Aunt May here, who unfortunately looks way too out of character and features too many repeated pieces for me to be excited. This here is a Rosemary Harris remake figure, which I think is crazy because who could have thought that we would be seeing her Aunt May in LEGO again after all this time before we see characters like MJ, Harry or Green Goblin. It's nice to see this figure here, and it's a good pick for the set, but like I said, everything has been borrowed, so none of it actually matches the scene. The clothes that the figure has are not close to the ones that she has during the building confrontation scene. And this is really sneaky too, but the torso here is listed as being brand new because now it features a different flesh tone for the hands. Previously, it was only released with yellow hands. It's in this amazing restaurant set from the Chinese New Year theme. The head I didn't even need to Google. I can tell you right now, that's a Harry Potter headpiece if I've ever seen one. It turns out it was used on Professor Sprout, but I believe that set was also new for this year, so at the very least, we're not seeing older pieces used for her facial expression. Because it was made for a completely different character, these expressions do not match her in this movie. It's a weird choice, but it does just help to fit that narrative of people making fun of LEGO's commitment to apparently achieve only the best for their products. It's a very bizarre release indeed. The last thing for me to talk about here are these extras. We've got some debris and some web connections and some translucent action pieces introduced in the superheroes line of sets. So what you can do is connect all of these to the build and have some dynamic poses and have Spider-Man holding the handle piece at the front of the car. I do like that the styles here are different, so you can mix and match a little. Like I said, with the handle pieces, they're held by the man himself, which now has you successfully recreating this shot from the movie. I think it looks really cool. Like I said earlier, it's immediately recognizable for your collection. The instructions for the set here are featured in a rather dull looking manual. There's no theming on the inside, and we have this section here detailing the changing styles of the wheels before we get to see the set all complete, and then we have the inventory list and no further advertisements for any other sets of any kind. So for me, overall, it's a bit of a weird one. There are 2 ways that I look at this. As a Sam Raimi fan and as a longtime LEGO hobbyist, it's great to see a remake of a set from my childhood using modern methods that help to improve on the build. The figures here are a solid bunch too, besides one inclusion, and I'm really happy to see that LEGO are willing to look back at previously released media in hopes that maybe we can get something new entirely. Again, we never had Spider-Man 3 sets before, and we're finally getting one next year. As a set on its own though, the remake has stripped away a lot of the play features from the original, and it released a more streamlined model that features just the train car. It's a train car for almost 100 NZD. At the end of the day, despite being a well-designed build, it's also one that's not that interesting to me without the inclusions of, say, a station build or some tracks. It was exactly what I was afraid the set would be when it leaked earlier in the year. So I think that's ultimately where I stand on this. It's a very well-designed set that's a bit too pricey and just not ultimately appealing compared to other releases on the shelves right now. This is basically just being sold because it's based on Spider-Man 2. I think if it was one of the Juniors things or if it was more comics based, it probably wouldn't be as talked about amongst the community. But thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. If you enjoyed this look at a LEGO Marvel release, liking this video here and subscribing to the channel does help to support more videos like this one in the future. Ka kite anō, take care, hope to see you all next time.